And the Republican caucus rewarded him with one of the most prestigious committee assignments in this Congress. Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers and an entire amount of tropes, and also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you.
I absolutely love seeing this anger and passion from AOC here, and I'm going to showcase all of the information backing her up, what she's saying, all of the insanity happening on the right that, of course, being completely ignored. I'm also later on going to get to Eric Swalwell and Ilhan Omar in their comments on the House floor as well. But just quickly on some of what AOC said. So, she mentioned there at the end, she was referring to Taylor Greene about the space lasers. Marjorie Taylor Greene, right before she was elected to Congress, claimed that Jewish space lasers may have caused a forest fire. Jewish space lasers. Taylor Greene now on committees. Paul Gosar. I was small than big. Paul Gosar, Republican congressman, posts video depicting violence against Ocasio-Cortez and Biden. So that's what she was referring to. And not only did he do that, he also retweeted the same video after he was censured by the Democratic-controlled House. Paul Gosar, also on committees. Absolutely no consistency at all. Not to mention, of course, as I showed you earlier, Kevin McCarthy and his blatantly anti-Semitic tweet that he ended up deleting. But no, attacking Ilhan Omar, because she once criticized someone for being all about the Benjamins, which is, first of all, a line from a rap song referring to Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill. Like that's what that was about. But it was construed as anti-Semitic when her criticism was about these far right-wing groups aligned with the apartheid Israeli government pouring tons of money into campaigns. That is a criticism of a broken system. I wonder sometimes, how much do I actually need to explain any of this? Because to me, it's all so obvious. Yet, it feels like we have to put out these bullshit fires again and again, even though all of this is just so blatant, so ridiculous, so obvious. But here I am, putting out these bullshit fires. So, worth mentioning here, I don't think I read this yet. In a Wednesday statement, Jewish Voice for Peace called the House GOP's pending vote against Omar the latest racist attack by the far right to silence progressives in Congress who speak up for a human rights-centered foreign policy, including Palestinian human rights. It's worth mentioning there are many Jewish groups that are in support of Ilhan Omar and agree with her criticisms of a far right-wing Israeli government, including groups within Israel like B'Tselem. So, of course, none of this brought up by the GOP and their criticisms of Omar. And to be fair, Democratic leadership also largely has not been on Omar's side. So this, that's a bipartisan issue, but here trying to push her off a committee because of her accurate criticisms of a government is, of course, insane. And also on the points that AOC was making about Islamophobia, of course, this has been an ongoing issue since 9/11 and has spiked. Hate crimes have spiked since Trump took over. And I did a video about a year ago on this. Ilhan Omar shares her main fear about recent threat. So the Islamophobic threats being targeted at Ilhan Omar, and of course, many Muslims since 9/11, and especially since Trump took over. This stat I find wild. So 55.4% of Muslims have encountered an Islamophobic incident. 87.5% of them did not report to authorities, which then makes you question, how high are these spikes for real? Because we're not getting the real data here. If the vast majority of these potential hate crimes aren't even being reported. Just to give you an idea of how bad the situation likely is. Now let's get to, so that's the full study where I pulled that data from. I'll link to all this below the video. Let's get to Eric Swalwell now and his comments. I want to share this because I laughed while watching his video. So check this out.
Madam Speaker, when I heard that we're going to remove a member of this House from their committee for anti-Semitism, I raced down here because I thought, finally, in this chamber, there's going to be some accountability from this conference that continues to allow its members to root for rioters, to show sympathy for the insurrection, a conference that harbors a wanted international criminal and has members who choose violence over voting every single day, finally. And so I thought, we're going to hold someone accountable for anti-Semitism. Surely it's the author of this tweet. Kanye, Elon, Trump, October 6th, written by Chairman Jim Jordan. October 8th, what does Kanye say? I'm going to declare DEFCON 3 on the Jews. So surely this tweet came down, right? Came down, was deleted. No, 2 more months it was kept up. 2 more months. So don't come here looking at us for anti-Semitism. Look in your own damn mirror before you ever come over here. And I yield back.
So Eric Swalwell, apart from his horrible attempt at running for president in 2020, has had some good moments, and that was one of them. I enjoy his attempt there at, a successful attempt at bringing comedy into that introduction and showcasing another example of how the GOP have been anti-Semitic. But now let's get to Ilhan Omar's comments. So her speech is over 5 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing in this video, but I'll link to it below. But here is a bit of the beginning and the end as well to give you an idea of the tone of the speech and what she's saying.
This debate today, it's about who gets to be an American. What opinions do we have to be counted as Americans? This is what this debate is about, Madam Speaker. There is this idea that you are a suspect if you are an immigrant, or if you are from certain parts of the world, or a certain skin tone, or a Muslim. It is no accident that members of the Republican Party accused the first black president, Barack Obama, of being a secret Muslim. It is no accident that former President Donald Trump led a birther movement that falsely claimed he was born in Kenya. Because to them, falsely labeling the first and only President of the United States of America a Muslim and African immigrant somehow made him less American. Well, I am Muslim. I am an immigrant, and interestingly, from Africa. And my leadership and voice will not be diminished if I am not on this committee for 1 term. My voice will get louder and stronger, and my leadership will be celebrated around the world as it has been. So take your vote or not. I am here to stay, and I am here to be a voice against harms around the world and advocate for a better world. I yield back.
I really don't know how Ilhan Omar stays so confident, so strong, so even joyful at the end there. Like, while she's being targeted for her identity by a far right-wing Republican government, it really goes to just the kind of character that Ilhan Omar has, the countless attacks she has faced, the threats, the countless threats that we don't even hear about that she faces on a daily basis simply because of who she is. And she's able to be, in this moment, strong, talk about the larger speech is fantastic. I'll link to it again below the video. It's worth checking out if you have the time. But she's able to stand there strong, defiant in the face of this garbage and not let it phase her. It really is impressive. So look, I think she's right. She's going to continue having an impact even if she's off this committee, and she is now off it. They just voted her out after that speech. So it's disappointing that her voice is not going to be a part of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, because she was really one of the only people in the House actually lobbing accurate criticisms at all governments, including the U.S. government. But